Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmate. In this afternoon, we tackled about the evolution of media from old media down to new media. And here is the objective of our report. Identify the traditional and new media, identify the different sources of information in various ages, discuss the importance of evaluating information, explain how the evolution of media shaped to the values and norms of people and society. The evolution of media. The evolution of media from old media to new media has transformed the way we understand the world does. New media is interactive and it's user to generate. So it's very ancient, however, if that is the case where they have limited resources, compared now, there are still many different forms of media. Media has actually been around for so long, and in her history, there are 4 critical time periods wherein media convey. There are distinct development in the use of media. The first period is the industrial age before 1700s. Second is the industrial age from 1700s to 1930s. Third is the electronic age from 1930s to 1980s. The last is the new information age from 1990s to 2000. Let us first go to the pre-industrial age. If we were to describe the development in the society, during this time is the period wherein people discovered fire, developed paper from plants, and forged weapons and tools with stone, bronze, copper, and iron. And here is the example of pre-industrial age like cave painting from 35,000 BC, clay tablets, papyrus, hieroglyphics, old fabric paper, wood block printing, and bamboo and wooden slip. And let's go to the first one, like cave painting from 35,000 BC. Cave painting, also known as martial arts, are painted drawing on the cave wall or ceiling, mainly of prehistoric origin, date to some 40,000 years ago, around 38,000 BCE in Eurasia. Second is the clay tablets. Clay tablets are used as a writing medium, especially for writing in cuneiform. Cuneiform means is one of the oldest form of writing, over 3,000 years. Next is the papyrus. Papyrus made from pith of papyrus plants. It is used in ancient time as writing surface or designated documents, writing on the sheet on roll up to scroll. Next is the old fabric paper. Old fabric paper, it began in India. They used fabric or paper and traditional writing materials to keep information and to keep messages to other people. Next is the hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics, this is just like a cave painting, but it's originated in Egypt and it is carved in the rocks or clay tablets. Next is the bamboo and wooden slip. Bamboo and wooden slip were the main media and writing medium for documents in China. Before the widespread introduction of paper during the first 2 centuries AD. Next is the wood block printing. Wood block printing is a technique for printing text, images, or pattern used widely throughout East Asia. Originating in China in antiquity as a method of printing on textiles and leather paper.
Next is the industrial age in 1700s to 1930s. The industrial age in media information literacy is how technology of information for members of society. This involves various machines such as printers and digital tools. Together, such equipment can assist people in media information. And these are the examples of industrial age. First is the analytical engine. The analytical engine was proposed mechanical general-purpose computer design by English mathematician and computer pioneer Charles Babbage. It was described in 1837 as the successor to Babbage difference engine, a design for a mechanical computer. And next, the typewriter. Christopher Scholl's is a mechanical or electromechanical machines for writing characters similar to those produced by printers, movable type. And next is the phonograph. Phonograph is a device for the mechanical recording and reproduction of sound, also called a gramophone, in 1887 to 1990s, and also called record player. And last is the telephone or phone. A telephone or phone is a telecommunications device that permits two or more users to conduct a conversation when they are too far apart to be heard directly.
Electronic age. The invention of the transistor ushered in the electronic age. People harnessed the power of transistor that lead to the transistor radio, electronic circuits, and the early computer. In this age, long-distance communication became more efficient. So, naimbento og sugod ang transistor sa kadtong pag-uso na sa mga electronic. Og ang electronic circuit ang hinungdan nga dali na makakontak or makakommunicate sa mga tao sa unsa pa nakalayo. The examples of electronic age. First, transistor radio, television, large electronic computer, Apple I, and then Apple II. Transistor radio. A transistor radio is a small portable radio receiver that uses transistor-based circuitry. 1954-1980. Following their development in 1954, made possible by the invention of the transistor in 1947. They became the most popular electronic communication device in history, with billions manufactured during the 1960s and 1970s. Television. A television, or TV, is a telecommunication medium used for transmitting moving images in monochrome, black and white, or in color and in 2 or 3 dimensions in sound, 1920 to 1980s. A television program or TV show, or the medium of television transmission. Television is a mass medium or advertising, entertainment, and news. Television became available in broad experimental forms in the late 1920s. Large electronic computer. In computer science, a digital electronic computer is a computer machine which is both an electronic computer and a digital computer. Example of a digital electronic computers include the IBM PC, the Apple Macintosh, as well as modern smartphones. Apple I. The Apple computer, originally released as the Apple computer and known later as the Apple I or Apple I, is an 8-bit desktop computer released by the Apple Computer Company in 1976. Apple II. The Apple II is an 8-bit home computer and one of the world's first highly successful mass-produced microcomputer products.
The information age, also known as the computer age, digital age, or new media age, is a historical period period in the 21st century characterized by the rapid shift from traditional industry that the Industrial Revolution brought through industrialization to an economy based on information technology. The onset of the information age is associated with the digital revolution. Just as the Industrial Revolution marked the onset of the industrial age, the definition of what digital means or what information means continues to change over time as new technologies, user devices, methods of interaction with other humans and devices enter the domain of research, development, and market launch. During the information age, the phenomenon is the digital industry creates a knowledge-based society surrounded by a high-tech global economy that spans over its influence on how the manufacturing throughout and the service sector operate in an efficient and convenient way. In a commercialized society, the information industry is able to allow individuals to explore their personalized needs, therefore simplifying the procedure of making decisions of transaction and significantly lowering costs for both the producers and buyers. This is accepted overwhelmingly by the participants throughout the inter-economic activities for efficacy purposes. And new economic incentives would then be indigenously encouraged such as the knowledge. Examples of new information age: story of laptop, smartphone or feature phone, Opera, Google, Safari, Skype, Twitter, Mozilla Firefox, Facebook, and YouTube. The story of laptops describes the efforts in the 1970s and 1980s to build small, portable personal computers that combine the components, inputs, outputs, and capabilities of a desktop computer in a small chassis. Before laptop or notebook, computers were technically feasible. Similar ideas had been proposed. Most notably, Alan Kay's Dynabook concept, developed at Xerox PARC in the early 1970s. One of the first reasonably portable computers was the Xerox Note-Taker, again developed at Xerox PARC in 1976. However, only 10 prototypes were built. The first ever built smartphone unearthed by the year 1995, but to others, it was just a feature phone with a cold keyboard and a few other features. It was the first of the Nokia smartphones to carry a color screen, setting it apart in the race. Google is the world's most popular search engine. It began as a search project in 1996 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who were two PhD students at the Stanford University. They developed a search engine algorithm that ranked web pages not just by content and keywords, but by how many other web pages link to each page. This strategy produced more useful results than other search engines, and led to a rapid increase in Google's web search market share. The Google ranking algorithm was later named PageRank and was patented in September of 2001. In only a short time, Google became the #1 search engine in the world. According to Google's website, the company's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. While the web search remains Google's primary tool for helping users access information, the company offers several other services as well. Google is the world's most popular search engine. It began as a search project in 1996 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who were two PhD students at the Stanford University. They developed a search engine algorithm that ranked web pages not just by content and keywords, but by how many other web pages link to each page. This strategy produced more useful results than other search engines, and led to a rapid increase in Google's web search market share. The Google ranking algorithm was later named PageRank and was patented in September of 2001. In only a short time, Google became the #1 search engine in the world. According to Google's website, the company's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. While the web search remains Google's primary tool for helping users access information, the company offers several other services as well. Firefox is a web browser that is smaller, faster, and in some ways more secure than the Mozilla browser, from which much of its code was originally derived. Compared to Internet Explorer, the most popular web browser, Firefox, gives users a cleaner interface and faster download speeds. As of November 2008, Firefox had about 20% of the market share for browsers worldwide. Internet Explorer had about 70%.
Safari is a web browser developed by Apple based on the WebKit Engage, first released in 2003 with Mac OS X Panther. A mobile version has been included in iOS devices since the introduction of the iPhone in 2007. It is a default browser on Apple devices. A Windows version, now disconnected, was available from 2007 to 2012. Skype is an IP-friendly service provider that offers free calling between subscribers and locals, calling to people who don't use the service. In addition to standard telephone calls, Skype enables to file transfer, texting, video chat, and video conferencing. The service is available for desktop, computer, notebook, and tablet computers and other mobile devices. Include mobile phones. A number of companies, including Skype, produce dedicated Skype phones. Facebook is a popular free social networking website that allows a registered user to create profiles, upload photos and videos, send a message, and keep in touch with friends, family, and colleagues. YouTube is a video sharing service that allows a user to watch videos posted by other users and upload the videos of their own. The service was started as an independent website in 2005 and it was acquired by Google in 2006. Videos that have been uploaded to YouTube appear on the YouTube website and can also post them and other websites through the files are hosted on the YouTube site. Twitter is a free social network microblogging service that allows the registered members to broadcast short posts called tweets. Twitter members can broadcast Twitter and follows other user Twitters by using multiple platforms and devices. Twitters and replies to tweets can be sent by cell phone text message, desktop client, or by posting at twitter.com website.